Department of Community Development Resources or more follow-up aftercare in respect to those children coming into Northbridge itself.
And in the absence of alternatives, youth workers say the children will continue to flout the law and travel to the nightclub precinct to meet up with friends.
We still need the resources out there if we want to be, serious of getting little kids off the street.
That if we need extra resources in there to deal with the policing side of it, and to deal with the DCD side of it, of course, we'll monitor that to make sure that we can deal with all aspects of the curfew.
Police also admit the curfew could be attracting some children into Northbridge to play a game of cat and mouse with officers.
But what's happening is that obviously a lot of juveniles that we see returning back to Northbridge are obviously trying the policy out as such.
But the curfew is having an effect on crime, with both assaults and robberies in Northbridge declining in recent months. For Peter Bullock, 10 News.
The Supreme Court has been told police unfairly targeted members of a bikie gang during their investigation into a car bombing in suburban Perth. Lawyers for the man accused of masterminding the double murder have begun summing up their defence.
The court was told the devastating explosion that killed Don Hancock and Lou Lewis was an outrageous crime. In closing the defence's case, Colin Lovett said police were very angry and embarrassed that their efforts to protect the man known as the Silver Fox had failed. They became obsessed with finding the perpetrators and acted improperly, quick to point the finger at the Gypsy Jokers motorcycle gang. People were arrested willy-nilly, were lied to and were harassed and harangued. The prosecution's case largely hinges on the evidence of bikie supergrass Sydney Reed, who's testified that accused murderer Graham Slater blamed Don Hancock for the sniper-style killing of former club member Billy Grierson in the Goldfields town of Ora Banda. Mr Reed claims Mr Slater detonated the explosive which killed Mr Hancock. Today, Colin Lovett said following Mr Reed's arrest, police embarked on a carefully prepared plan to break him down. It never occurred to them the former Gypsy Joker would think to make up a story to minimise his sentence.
Mr Lovett told the jury to be wary of Mr Reed's evidence, describing him as a liar with a long history of deception.
He said not one witness had backed up Mr Reed's testimony. The prosecution is expected to sum up its case on Wednesday. Jane Bootle, 10 News.
A Perth company director has become the first person to be convicted of criminal charges arising from the Royal Commission into police corruption. Rod Bridge today pleaded guilty to 3 charges, including the theft of thousands of dollars in drug money.
44-year-old father of 2, Rodney Bridge, was arrested 5 months ago during a joint investigation by the Royal Commission, the Police Internal Affairs Unit and the Anti-Corruption Commission. Today he admitted stealing $300,000 from a mail-and storage unit in December 1999. He also pleaded guilty to an aggravated burglary in Belmont this year when $10,000 was stolen from another rented storage unit. Earlier court hearings were told that incident was a well-planned sting operation organised by the Police Royal Commission. Investigators say the evidence against Bridge was overwhelming.
Well, it was very strong. That's the reason for the clear guilty, so he could fast-track it.
In another unrelated case last week, Rod Bridge was found guilty of trying to extort $30,000 from international art critic Robert Hughes. He was the go-between in a deal where another man, Darren Kelly, offered to give favourable evidence in Robert Hughes' trial on dangerous driving charges following a road smash near Broome 4.5 years ago. Bridge will be sentenced on all charges next month. Rex Hoare, 10 News.
There are firm denials tonight that 52,000 Australian sheep are being mistreated as they make their way home from the Middle East. 20 of the animals are dying each day on board the Cormo Express. But the government's chief vet, who checked the sheep several times in Kuwait last week, says they are in a remarkably good condition.
Well, I've been on the ship and I can tell you the sheep are in good condition and their welfare is being looked after.
The sheep will arrive off the Cocos Islands early next month for quarantine checks before heading to Western Australia for slaughter.
A brawl over the nation's ethnic mix has overshadowed the beginning of the APEC summit in Bangkok. Singapore's Prime Minister thinks Australia will only be accepted in the region when half its population is Asian.
Singapore's Goh Chok Tong is one of Australia's firmer friends in Asia, but that doesn't stop him seeing our acceptance in the region in racial terms.
Over time, when you have more Asians going to Australia, and the population tip over 50% non-white, the rest white, then maybe you're regarded as Asian.
But the topic didn't come up when Go dined with John Howard last night.
Well, I didn't even know he'd said it.
Mr. Howard knows from bitter experience how explosive race debates can be. He won't be tinkering with our non-discriminatory policy.
In the idea of having particular targets of different groups with different ethnic backgrounds is absurd.
And on the day when he personally thanked Indonesia's president for her cooperation countering terrorism, her foreign minister told an APEC forum Australia needs to improve its image with its neighbours. Mr. Howard rejects criticism of Australia's place in Asia as flummery and rhetoric. He says outcomes are more important and points to the free trade agreement sealed with Thailand in record time. That deal could add $3 to $4 billion to Australia's economy. The biggest winners, winemakers and the automotive industry, especially manufacturers of light trucks.
We've got something here which is money in the bank.
The summit begins later tonight. John Howard is confident its 21 leaders will at least agree on tougher measures across the region to thwart the threat of terror. In Bangkok, Paul Bongiorno, 10 News.
Anti-war campaigners are planning to take to the streets of Perth on Thursday to coincide with the Australian visit of United States President George W. Bush. Mr. Bush will also face protesters in Canberra when he arrives to address the federal parliament.
They want to have their voices heard, they want to have their opinions heard in terms of, given the fact that the warmonger himself will be, not very far away in Parliament House.
Meanwhile, FA-18 fighter jets are practising air patrols over Canberra ahead of the visit. The first of 6 US Air Force planes has already arrived, carrying vehicles and equipment for the Secret Service. Air Force One touches down on Wednesday evening.
Australian doctors are on the brink of a major breakthrough in the fight against cancer. The treatment is already curing tumours in mice and will soon be tested on humans.
It's a world-first breakthrough that could hold the hope of beating cancer for thousands. Discovered at Melbourne's Peter MacCallum Cancer Institute, the treatment involves genetically modifying cells, empowering the body's immune system.
It gives some hope to cancer patients down the track.
The treatment would involve removing a patient's lymphocytes, a type of white blood cell. Those cells are then genetically engineered, given receptors enabling them to seek out cancer tumours and destroy them. The cells are then injected back into the patient.
The receptors that we are equipping these lymphocytes with enable them to do those two basic functions, to recognise the tumour in large numbers and then to respond much more powerfully.
It's hoped the treatment could destroy common tumours including breast, colon, renal and pancreas cancers, and as the therapy's already been successful in mice, it's hoped human trials will begin in 2 years. If successful with humans, the treatment would not replace chemotherapy, radiotherapy or surgery. Rather, it would complement those treatments and hopefully be suitable for patients unable to use those conventional therapies. The research coincides with new figures revealing cancer-related deaths are down, but some cancers are on the rise, like melanomas and breast cancers. Mignon Henny, 10 News.
Stay with us. Coming up in 10 News, a look at WA's schools of the future.
And the desperate search for a missing toddler.
A priceless treasure has been dusted off and comes to town for the first time.
Nice landing. Thanks.
From Hollywood's Lucas and Spielberg, 3 big flicks, screening over 3 big weeks.
Men fear him, and women fall for him.
The greatest adventure films of all time.
Trust me. Keep up with the Joneses. The Indiana Jones trilogy starts 8:30 Sunday on 10.
Come on, Malcolm. Come on. That wall's not going to paint itself, George. You're bone idle. What's that? It's bread with calcium. Did you have bread with calcium when you were young? What? Get him off me! No.
With all the goodness of calcium for healthy teeth and bones. It's wonderful Wonder White.
He's burying it again, Dad!
Mate, I'm in so much trouble. Hi, honey.
In the kitchen.
Sorry I'm late.
Your dinner went cold. It was a shame too. It was your favourite.
Chicken in the nick of time. Ingham. Love 'em.
The RDA4's unique multitronic transmission makes it smoother than an automatic and faster than a manual. Even the wind can't keep up. The RDA4 with multitronic, the performance sedan.
Happening at Hungry Jack's Rugby Pack, Rugby Pack.
Almost too big to tackle. The Rugby Pack from Hungry Jack's.
I'll try that.
You get a legendary Whopper, regular Coke and chunky footy fries in a Rugby Pack for $5.95. Get in for a try.
Rugby Pack, happening at Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Oh, yes, yes, Martin are the best.
Modern's Beat the Burglar sale is on. Beat the price as well. This month install a Mod 400 package including 2 detectors, code pad and internal siren for $199 fully installed. That's $199 for a Mod 400 system and only $1.57 per day for monitoring. Call in the next 5 minutes and we'll even include a monitored smoke detector. This offer is limited to the first 20 callers, so call now on 13 11 78.
Martin are the best. Call us now.
A 17-year-old Naranda boy accused of stabbing 2 men in separate attacks has been refused bail in the Children's Court. One of the alleged victims was stabbed 3 times in the back while walking with his wife in Scarborough earlier this month. The father of 2 was millimetres from being paralysed. 15 minutes earlier, a 27-year-old Wembley man was walking alone when he too was stabbed in the back. Police say both men were approached by the accused's friends before the stabbings. The boy remains in custody tonight. The magistrate said he would be a danger to the public if released on bail.
Searchers have failed to find any sign of a toddler missing in country Victoria. 2.5-year-old Daniel Thomas vanished on Friday afternoon, and police and loved ones fear the worst.
Daniel's distraught mother, Donna Thomas, spent the afternoon being updated by police on the search for her toddler son, emerging to make a heartfelt plea for help.
Somebody must know something. Don't be scared to come forward. Daniel has got atopic eczema and asthma that needs to be treated.
3 days after Daniel disappeared, State Emergency Service volunteers joined police search and rescue reinforcements in another fruitless hunt for any sign of the little boy. Officers scoured thick scrub behind the toddler's home on trail bike as the police air wing scanned the area. SES personnel told to prepare for the worst.
Or we could have an unconscious or even possibly deceased person.
Daniel's father, Kevin Ruffles, is clinging to hope, but he admits he's growing fearful for his son's safety.
I'm just as I've been all through it, just bracing myself for the worst.
Police are refusing to give up, but admit hope is fading.
As time goes on, we're really concerned for his welfare.
And as the homicide squad continue to oversee the investigation into Daniel's disappearance, police are refusing to rule out foul play.
We've got to keep our options open.
In the meantime, Daniel's distraught family wait and hope for his safe return.
Please, just give me my baby back.
Gerard Sholton, 10 News.
Alarming new figures confirm a growing health crisis for Western Australia. Almost half of the state's population is overweight and the rate is on the increase.
Around 1 in 2 West Australians are battling the bulge. That places us a close third behind Queensland and Victoria on the scales of a national weigh-in. The study shows half of the state has attempted to lose weight, and apparently we're among the best at keeping the kilos off.
West Australians have been exposed to health promotion campaigns for over a decade now. We know what we need to do.
But across the board, the research shows most weight loss plans will fail, with the chance of success dropping even further for those over 35. And WA joins the rest of the country in the time spent watching TV, a worrying 6 weeks every year doing nothing. West Australians are eating the most takeaway, with nearly a sixth of the population eating out between 5 and 14 times a fortnight.
What you need to look for is healthy takeaway options, and there are many of them around.
Our inactivity and problems resulting from obesity also weighing heavily on the federal health system, to the tune of more than $800 million a year.
We're just not going to be able to afford to treat the results of obesity in terms of diabetes, heart disease, certain cancers.
The National Obesity Task Force will release its strategies for tackling Australia's weight problems in December. In the meantime,
turn off the TV, choose healthy foods and just get moving.
Jacinda Birch, 10 News.
Parents across the state are the targets of a new program that aims to give children the best possible start to life. The Fresh approach has been outlined at the start of Children's Week.
These 8 units next door to Midvale Primary School have been used to create a one-stop shop for the community school of the future by offering family and child support services in a convenient location. It's hoped the combination of welfare help and education will encourage parents to seek guidance and kickstart children's lives in a positive way.
That's actually unique. I don't know of any other program in the world that's actually trying to do that.
The $3.8 million state government-funded program supports international research showing the first few years of a child's life are the most important to their development.
If we engage the parents constructively and go out, reach out and help them, rather than just wait for them to come forward, then we can do great things.
This is not a top-down, this is a real bottom-up approach to supporting children in those early years, 0 to 8.
6 communities, including Mandurah and Gosnells, are participating in the program, with another 6 planned for next year.
Families are able to make use of the facilities, but the whole aim is to get kids to school, keep them at school and give them an education.
Police say positive results are already flowing from the program, with less reactive policing needed in the target areas. Les Folds, 10 News.
Stay with us here on 10 News when we return. A health scare for the British Prime Minister.
Plus, a step closer to sainthood for Mother Teresa.
And a starving magician ends his marathon stunt.
The fashions.
The music.
The big event.
Premiering live 7:30 Tuesday.
Celebrate what rocks Australia.
And the aria goes to
22 awards.
Plus Delta's history-making nominations.
See live performances by Powderfinger,
The Waste,
Keith Urban,
John Farnham and more.
From Sydney Olympic Park, Rove hosts the premiere event. The ARIA Music Awards, 7:30 Tuesday on 10.
If you're like me, you hate having your teeth out for long. Real cleaning doesn't come much quicker than this baby. With Steridon's 3 minutes, active oxygen bubbles go everywhere, cleaning more effectively than any toothbrush. 3 minutes of powerful antibacterial activity, and my teeth feel spotless. Oh, yes. Sorry, mustache. Got to catch the morning news. Steridon 3 minutes. Get your teeth into life.
Buy a Brown's Double Chalk, and you can grab an awesome Nokia mobile phone with a $100 starter kit. To enter, cut out the words Double Chalk and send them in. There are 8 phones to win over 4 weeks, so get drinking.
Just Spectacles have you covered for summer. When you buy your prescription glasses at Just Spectacles, you get a free pair of designer prescription sunglasses. You can get free designer prescription sunglasses by Gucci, Calvin Klein, DKNY, Mambo and more. Buy any pair of prescription glasses and get a pair of designer prescription sunglasses free. Get covered for summer with Just Spectacles. Summertime.
It's magnificent, the worlds we discover when there's no one around to see. Musemi allows kids to create spontaneous, unique music and explore various musical styles, instruments, melodies, and beats as it responds to their every move. Musini by Neurosmith. Smart toys for developing minds.
Since we did this, we've been up to our ears in home loan applications.
Yuck!
And our range of home loan products is proof of our absolute commitment to customers.
Put Mitsubishi Challenger's versatility to the test. Discover genuine four-wheel drivability and dimensions that are also ideal around town. To experience the Challenger difference for yourself, drive one at your nearest Mitsubishi dealer.
Hi, I'm Tony Sadler, and I challenge anybody to beat our prices on laminated timber flooring. From $18.99 per square metre. Heavier pre-finished timber flooring, $32.99 per square metre. But only from Tony Sadler's Superstore. We're open all weekend.
Play Sip and Flip to win at McDonald's today. SMS the code, your name, and get an instant reward, like a D-Store $10 e-voucher or a Blue Sky Frog ringtone offer. There's also heaps of cool prizes to be won. I'm loving.
You're watching 10 News. Hundreds of recruits to Australia's Special Air Services are set to be picked directly from the general public. But there are fears the new approach could lower the standard of our elite forces.
Special Forces troops showing what they're made of as the Army launched a new recruitment drive for its SAS and Commando units. Up till now, the Special Forces have been recruited only from the ranks. Now they'll also be taking raw recruits if they measure up to the strenuous physical and psychological demands.
Issues to do with intellect, to do with commitment, to do with their personal fitness and so forth. Their ability really to become high achievers.
334 new troops are being recruited, the drive designed to address a shortage of special forces. Some have moved to the new counter-terrorist tactical action groups or into biological and chemical warfare roles. The SAS was also the spearhead of our commitment to the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. The Army denies it's placed too many demands on our special forces.
We have been busy. I don't think we've been stretched. It's clearly been a busy period for us.
But there are concerns the new recruitment system could produce inferior soldiers.
Well, I'd be concerned if the government in a sort of PR exercise lowers the standards and therefore lowers the potential reputation of the SAS.
I can give you an absolute undertaking that there will be no dilution of the standard. We are maintaining the standards we always have.
This recruitment will cost $150 million over 4 years. John Hill, 10 News.
Britain's Prime Minister has been hospitalised after a heart scare. 50-year-old Tony Blair underwent cardio shock treatment for an irregular heartbeat, with observers noting it follows a gruelling year over the Iraq War and the suicide of scientist David Kelly.
Well, everybody knows the pressure he's been under: Iraq, domestic agenda, public service reform. On the other hand, prime ministers these days do drive themselves hard, and television drives them even further. It's a very presidential system.
The Prime Minister is now resting at home and is expected to return to work later this week.
7 people have been injured in the second London tube derailment in as many days. As the injured were rushed from the scene, another 200 passengers were moved to safety. The train derailed as it pulled into Camden Town Station, with one carriage leaving the tracks completely and hitting a wall. A possible track fault is being blamed for the accident, which came just 48 hours after a derailment at Barron's Court.
A plot to assassinate Russian President Vladimir Putin has been thwarted. British newspapers say Mr. Putin was being targeted by Chechen rebels. Scotland Yard has arrested a former KGB major and a second Russian after a tip-off. It's claimed there were moves to have the assassination funded by a billionaire who had fallen out with the president.
The late Mother Teresa of Calcutta is a step closer to sainthood after being beatified by the Pope. More than 300,000 people packed St. Peter's Square to watch the ceremony.
The Catholic Church paid homage to 2 of its modern heroes. The ailing pontiff in his 25th year as spiritual leader, plus a woman he says symbolises selfless sacrifice to do God's work. Up to 300,000 were drawn to the beatification of Mother Teresa, the Church's declaration she lived a holy life. East met West. Her work in the slums of Calcutta helped the downtrodden. Among the relics at today's ceremony, one which included a drop of her blood.
She taught us how to love each other, how to dedicate your life for the well-being of the common people.
The ravages of Parkinson's are taking their toll on the Pope. He also was unable to last through the day, with nightfall a spectacular fireworks display in honour of Mother Teresa. Kevin Wild, 10 News.
American magician David Blaine has ended a 44-day starvation stunt in the heart of London. Weak and weary, the showman emerged to the cheers of a massive crowd.
David Blaine's 44-day stunt, in which he starved himself drinking only water, is over. Some still not sure why it ever started. Weakened by the loss of 23 kilograms, the magician struggled out of his Perspex prison. Barely able to walk, an emotional Blaine also struggled to be heard.
This has been one of the most important experiences in my life.
The reception a far cry from when he set out on September 5, many insisting his plan to go hungry was nothing more than a pointless freak show, some venting their anger by pelting his temporary home with food and paint bombs. Others even tried to cut off his water supply, more wondering what he did when nature called. Blaine has previously been buried alive and encased in a block of ice. What he plans next is anyone's guess. Frank Coletta, 10 News.
Still to come on 10 News, a solar challenge for a space-age fleet.
And idle anger over a judge's heavy-handed jibe.
You should choose more appropriate clothes or shed some pans. I'm sorry.
It was the comment which shocked the nation.
You should choose more appropriate clothes or shed some pans.
In a 10 exclusive, see what happens when Dicko and Paulini go face to face. On The Live Verdict, 7:30 tonight on 10.
Need window coverings? Call Vista now on 13 16 13. Why? Because you won't find a better selection of window coverings anywhere, like timber blinds, verticals, Venetians, roller blinds, Ventex fabric Venetians, sheer fold and drape fold, all with Vista's lowest price guaranteed. Call Vista now on 13 16 13.
You just can't beat it. Vista.
Pleated blinds, security doors and grills, roller shutters, ready-made blinds.
Buy a Brown's Double Chalk, and you can grab an awesome Nokia mobile phone with a $100 starter kit. To enter, cut out the words Double Chalk and send them in. There are 8 phones to win over 4 weeks, so get drinking.
The George Foreman Lifestyle Grill and Sandwich Press. What a great idea. It's a combination griller and toaster. Enjoy both grilled and toasted foods and knock out the fat. Drain it out of your life. The George Foreman Lifestyle Grill and Sandwich Press from Sultan.
Marge, the rains are here.
McCain Super Juicy Corn Cobbets, specially grown to be super juicy. So juicy, they're simply bursting with flavour. Ah, McCain, you've done it again.
The West Australian Spring Home Show is here, and it's got the lot. If you're building, extending, renovating or decorating, it's got the lot. If you want the latest in soft furnishings, it's got the lot. If you'd like some free advice from Jamie Jury, we've got him too. And you could win a $25,000 swim spa from Aquatechnics. It's the biggest spring home show ever. The West Australian Spring Home Show starts Thursday at the Burswood Dome. It's got the lot.
Your brand new car's value drops the minute you drive it away, and it keeps dropping year after year after year. But if it's written off within 4 years, we'll replace it with a brand new one. Call the specialists.
Sony Music's Essential Series. Double CDs from these superstars now under $20 for a strictly limited time. There's Bob Dylan, Miles Davis, Willie Nelson, on the road again, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Janis Joplin, Neil Diamond and more. Double CDs, all digitally remastered, now under $20. Only while stocks last. Have you got all the essentials?
Need window coverings? Call Vista now on 13 16 13. Why? Because you won't find a better selection of window coverings anywhere, like timber blinds, verticals, Venetians, roller blinds, Ventex fabric Venetians, sheer fold and drape fold. All with Vista's lowest price, guaranteed. Call Vista now on 13 16 13.
You just can't beat it. Vista.
Pleated blinds, security doors and grills, roller shutters, ready-made blinds.
Police believe a morning house fire in Perth's northern suburbs was deliberately lit. A postman alerted neighbours to smoke billowing from the vacant house on Wanneroo Road in Nollamurra just after 10 o'clock.
Here, but already the flame was through towards our house. It was very frightening.
Firefighters were forced to wear protective suits to guard against asbestos fibres in the roof. The damage bill is estimated at $20,000.
This year's World Solar Challenge race looks set to break all records. The leaders have approached the halfway mark at Alice Springs less than 2 days after they began.
The end of day one and a chance to refuel. All hands on deck as the power source quickly faded.
You may have to use a whole hand rather than your thumb.
This South Australian team pleased with 7th spot but hoping for better.
Well, we try to get 600 kilometres today. We're 20k short, so we try to hopefully tomorrow for 640, 650 kilometres.
A dawn start today, teams trying to catch rays early.
We're kind of concerned about this weather. It was really clear last night, so we thought it was going to be clear this morning, but the clouds just rolled in.
Victorian team Aurora aiming to stay in second place behind the leaders Nuon Solar.
We don't expect to catch them, honestly. If we could stay within half an hour, I'd be delighted.
Conditions overcast, the Dutch crew at first taking it easy to conserve battery power. Closer to Tennant Creek, the pace picked up. During the first solar challenge in 1987, winners averaged a speed of 67 kilometres an hour. Thanks to technology, today's leaders have improved that pace by more than 50%. By this afternoon, Nuon Solar had a 20-minute lead on Aurora.
It's going well, actually. It's still in first place, so we're quite satisfied with that. We drove a little bit slower than yesterday, just to charge the batteries.
The front runners are expected to reach the halfway mark in Alice Springs tonight. Near Alice Springs, Emily Rice, 10 News.
A judge on the reality series Australian Idol is being accused of promoting an unhealthy body image to young women. He's under fire for urging a female contestant to lose weight.
Dicko's done it again. A straight for the jugular remark causing controversy. This time it was a barb aimed at sentimental Australian Idol favourite Paul Leaney.
It's the real world. You should choose more appropriate clothes or shed some pans. I'm sorry.
Pandemonium ensued with hundreds of complaints to Network 10 and heated discussion on Talkback Radio today. But at rehearsals for tomorrow night's ARIA Awards, the judge stood by his remarks.
It's a brutal industry, and I was just trying to steel her and prepare her for that, because frankly, if she was one of our artists, we'd be having the same conversation.
There's no doubt image plays a big part in the music business, but many disagree with Dicko's assertion that being skinny is the only route to success for a female singer.
Girls are suffering so much, as you know, with body image anyway. Things like that don't need to be said.
Experts called Dicko's comments dangerous.
But when there's 2 million people watching, many of whom are young and impressionable, that's when the comments can be taken in a very negative context.
To say that my comments are going to encourage anorexia in teens is just absolutely vile.
But perhaps the best advice of all comes from a singer who's made it to the top. Army L, who's up for 5 arias tomorrow night.
I think, well, I'm not a model, I'm a singer, and that's why we're here, and that's what should be, you know, the focus.
Angela Bishop, 10 News.
Lockie Reid, I think you're dressed just right.
Thank you very much, Bron. Coming up, the stars of the AFL get serious. Our Aussie cricketers cruise to another test win, and a wounded warrior. A body blow for Paul Wilson. The big fella rushed off to hospital. And another Premier League blunder.
Do you, John, take Carson, Jay, Kai and Ted and Tom to be your lawfully wedded?
If she doesn't marry you, you get to marry one of the 5 of us.
If this cowboy wants his big city girlfriend to say yes, the Fat Five better work their magic.
His closet needs help, and his decor is a sin.
Dear Lord, please make these windows go away.
But once all that's been sorted,
Surprise!
the rest is up to him.
He is freaking out.
I'm freaking out. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, 8:30 tonight.
Oh, and remember, no dogs, or cats, or fish, or waterbeds.
Sick of renting?
Or putting a
Call
post
Homestart and we'll get you a home of your own. Homestart 9231 4567.
So long, mate. You've been bloody good to me. But it's time to move on.
The only thing better than an old Holden 1-tonner is the new Holden 1-tonner. The Holden 1-tonner. It's back.
If you're looking for an easier way to protect your cat from these and other parasites, ask your vet for Revolution, the most complete parasite protection for cats.
Big Pond Broadband is always on, so you can receive emails, photos, even videos as they happen.
The baby is just beautiful, darling. But I think we've got enough photos now.
Big Pond, amazing broadband.
We asked trainers at a city health club to try Colgate Simply White.
Wow, they are brighter.
Wow.
Colgate Simply White, for a confident smile that's 3 to 4 shades whiter in just 14 days. Colgate Simply White, for visibly whiter teeth in just 14 days.
Can I have a spoon? You have to play group with Mum?
Oh, yeah, about 2.
Yeah? Look at you, how clever you are.
You are feeding yourself.
It's not a drama with RAC Home Insurance.
Play Sip and Flip to win at McDonald's. SMS the code, your name, and get rewarded instantly. There's also daily prizes like PlayStation 2 limited edition console, Palm Zaya 71 handheld computers, and autographed posters of Shakaya, plus more.
I'm loving it.
Feed your need for speed. Queensland Funny Cars are coming for the Coates Hire Drag Racing Opener. Reed and McLennan take on the West Aussies in a night of supercharged, ground-pounding thunder at 400 Ks. Don't miss the supercharged funny cars, dragsters and wild horse slammers as they hit on the Queenslanders. Plus over 170 drag race teams. Bring your family and friends for a great night out. Saturday from 6, Quid Motorplex, Granada Beach. This sports report proudly brought to you by Subway.
Australia has cruised to a 9-wicket victory in the second and final test against Zimbabwe in Sydney, with run machine Matthew Hayden scoring an unbeaten century. Hayden combined with man of the match Ricky Ponting to make short work of the target of 172. Earlier, Zimbabwe was all out in the second innings for 266, with WA's Simon Kadich taking 6 for 65.
Zimbabwe hunting out runs to set the Aussies a decent chase.
Excellent shot down the ground again from Taibu.
Craig Wishart stumped by Kadich's spin. The bamboozled African not even bothering to look back. Kadich and Gilchrist combining a second time to rub streak out on 25.
There's a chance to run out. They should get it. The throw is wide. It still could be out. Yes, he is.
Gavin Ewing hog-tied for a duck. Zimbabwe 7 for 216. Ricky Ponting putting his body on the line to take a screamer off Taibu.
He's done it again.
Zimbabwe 8 for 230.
He's done it again.
Former male model Andy Blignote strutting his stuff to defy the Aussies.
He's hit it pretty well.
But he became another Kadich victim. The part-time spinner, the hero of the Australian attack with 6 for 65. Needing 172 for victory,
Got him
Australia
this time.
suffered a setback
Yes,
with a
that's
score on
out.
21.
That's well,
Justin
that's
Langer
all
caught
right.
behind
That
for
man
8.
suspended on that to Justin Langer, straight through the keeper, and they get a breakthrough, a much-needed one.
Zimbabwe's hopes of a massive breakthrough denied.
Out. No, not out. No ball.
And they were punished. Ponting and Hayden plundering
entertaining. Oh,
53
what a
off
good
5
shot that
overs. Hayden using his whirlwind innings to reach his 4,000th test run.
That's a tremendous shot by Matthew Hayden.
And he brought up his 16th test century in trademark style.
That's way back for the 100.
The Zimbabweans forced to climb the stand to retrieve the ball, but Ponting ensuring they were all soon in the pavilion.
There it is, winning run hit by Ricky Ponting.
Daniel Lane, 10 News.
At the WACA, South Australia has taken first innings points in the Pura Cup clash with the Warriors. WA having a bad day with the bat, managing just 178 runs. The Redbacks are batting again and lead by 221 runs. Murray Goodwin, WA's only shining light, the talented number 3, in an aggressive mood, hammering his way to 89. But the big news of the day was this cruel blow to Paul Wilson just before tea. A Mick Miller bouncer getting past the helmet and striking him on the jaw. Wilson was forced to retire hurt as he struggled to close his mouth. He was rushed to hospital for scans, doctors suspecting a broken jaw. The big fast bowler not expected to take any part in the rest of the match. Our AFL stars have stepped up their preparations ahead of Friday night's international rules clash with Ireland at Subiaco Oval. The boys treating the match very seriously. Swans tagger Brett Kirk even postponing his wedding to be part of the action. The 26-man squad with a practice match at Bassendean Oval this afternoon against our WAFL state team. Fitness expected to be the key to success.
They'll be on and off the ground really quick, and we'll just try and make sure that they've got plenty of run left in them. And I'll ring Chris Connolly up and work out how he's able to fit 58 rotations in the first quarter of a game for Fremantle, and we'll just try and modify that a bit.
Traditionally, it's the visiting side who wins the series. The Aussies hoping to reverse that trend starting at Subi on Friday night. Wallabies coach Eddie Jones will give all his reserves some game time against Namibia on Saturday, but the crunch match against Ireland is dominating preparations. Injured vice-captain David Giffen racing against the clock to salvage his World Cup campaign.
The Wallabies spent today looking back at their thrashing of Romania, giving little thought to their next opponent. Coach Eddie Jones will field his reserves against Namibia, but the match against Ireland is never far from his thoughts.
Some guys definitely who have played in the first 2 games need more game time to get themselves right. Again, it's how do we best prepare for the Ireland game.
Time is running out for David Giffen, who played just 40 minutes in the opening match. The injured vice-captain faces a fitness test on Wednesday, and it could decide his fate for the rest of the tournament.
To be eligible for selection against Ireland without taking a completely black and white line through it, but he needs to get game time.
Ireland is the next big hurdle, but England is still the Wallabies' greatest challenge. Jones heaping rare praise on the White Knights after their win over South Africa.
You know, what it did was just clearly cement them as the tournament favourites, that they proved themselves by far the best team in the tournament so far.
The All Blacks have named reserve fullback Leon McDonald in Tana Umaga's centre spot against Tonga on Friday night. Injured back rower Ali Williams is also back for the first time in the tournament.
He trained very well this morning. I think he got a huge lift out of his training session this morning, and it was also good for the team.
And Namibia has called for lock Paul O'Connell to be cited for stomping after last night's 64-7 loss against Ireland. But time is running out. The IRB must lay charges within 24 hours of full time. Peter Dempsey, 10 News.
Darren Beedman will ride Lonhro in Saturday's Cox Plate. The Racing Appeals Board today shaved 1 day off the careless riding suspension, but slapped the champion hoop with a record $30,000 fine.
A victory salute 5 days before the barriers fly. For Darren Beedman, today's hearing might have represented a bigger obstacle to winning the Cox Plates than piloting Lonhro around Moonee Valley on Saturday.
There's a chance that the fairy tale will come to pass.
For 2.5 hours, the champion hoop argued before the Racing Appeals Board, desperate for a 1-day discount to fulfil a dying man's wish. The most compelling plea for leniency wasn't related to the incident which saw Beedman banned for careless riding in the Yalumba Stakes, but the details of a final meeting with Lonhro's owner, Jack Ingham, before he passed away in August.
That's one thing I did say to him, that I'll win the Cox Plate for him. So, you know, it's I've been given the opportunity to do it.